I just want to ask you about, like the world of tango. Could you talk about that?
Stepping into the world of tango is kind of stepping into a world that we've lost a lot, because you show respect in tango. You show respect not only for yourselves, but for your partner. For example, if there's a practica or a milonga, a lot of the men will bring 2 shirts if it's a hot night and it's long. So you respect that you're clean and you're fresh, you've brushed your teeth, you have gum, whatever it is. You respect the other person. In Buenos Aires, the men sometimes will put a handkerchief in their hand for you to hold their hand when you're so that you don't get the sweat on your hand. That's how concerned they are. So it's all about the detail. And very often when you go to a Saturday tango event, you get dressed. And it's like going out. I can remember my parents used to go out to various things and they'd get all dressed up, and then we got into this very kind of informal society. And not every milonga is a real dress-up milonga, but shoes, we can spend an hour on shoes. Shoes are very important, both for men and women. You wear special shoes because it makes it easier to dance. And because they're beautiful, it makes the foot look beautiful. You wear special clothes because they're easier, they look beautiful when you dance, and they have freedom so that you can move. And it shows the respect you have for the dance, which shows the respect you have for yourself and the respect you have for the person, the organizers, the communities. It's a sign of respect. There are people who can get away. I mean, there are some milongas, especially in New York, where people will be very informal. It's usually younger people. It's usually practicas, which are different than milongas. Those are informal, where you just go to practice and you can stop and practice. In milongas, you don't practice. When you're on the floor, if someone's teaching you, you go, that's not okay. You don't teach at a milonga. That's the way you go. In Buenos Aires, people who learned to tango used to go to the milongas for months just to watch before they would even do anything.
I'm glad you bring that up also, because I've run into rudeness on women's part, or I saw rudeness on men's part. Can you address that issue?
That's in all the tango communities, I think, worldwide, and maybe all dance communities. At some point, perhaps there's 2 things. Some people think they just get so good, they only want to dance with the chosen few people. And you could be having a conversation with that, and they'll go ask someone else to dance, and you're standing there, The other thing is, sometimes, as in other dances, there can be cliques, and there are friends who come together and they dance together, and they don't dance with too many other people. So again, as community organizers, it's our responsibility to kind of spread that out and say, this is a community,
It's a wonderful thing you're bringing up. What is your responsibility as a DJ?
To serve the dancers. To serve the dancers and play the best danceable music that I can. My job is not to challenge people, although you can always do that with 1 or 2 tunes, but make it hard for them to dance. Why? They're there to enjoy themselves. My job is to put music on that they know. I keep saying I play the classics, I play the hits, and then everyone in New York says, no one's playing on what you do, but I say I just play the hits, because the more you know the music and the more the people know the music, the better they can dance together, and the better dancer you are. So besides from the technical, you need to know your technical stuff. You need to have all the wires and all the plugs and all that. You need to know, what to do when they bring you 5 different, when you have performances, they bring you 5 different, they bring you an iPod, they bring you a Samsung, they bring you something you've never heard of, they bring you a flash drive to take, for professionals to take their music. So you need a technical understanding. But more than that, you need a love of the music. I think you should dance. A lot of the DJs in Buenos Aires or other places don't dance. Secretly they might, like at the last tanda or at home, but they don't dance. There's toca no baila, I think is the, when you play you don't dance generally, because you're supposed to be concentrating on looking at, my job is to watch the floor, see who comes in, see who's sitting, why aren't they dancing, they haven't danced for 2 tandas now, I better switch it up, because they're not dancing. So my job is to get people on the floor and to keep the energy up. Through the music and through the cortinas, but to keep the energy up and to keep the people there as long as possible.
What is the feeling when you've done a good job? What are you striving for to get in your car that night? What is that thing in your head?
That the floor was packed the whole night.
You mean that they weren't sitting around?
That there was very little sitting around. The floor was packed the whole night, and that at the end of the night, of course, they applaud you, which is always nice. Or that people come up to you and you say, "Oh my God, I love your music." You know, where are you going to be next?
The reason I'm asking, it seems like such a selfless endeavor to be a DJ, because you're not dancing.
Yeah, but you know.
So could you just give us a little bit of that?
I love the music, and I love the process of putting the music together to prepare the music. I love listening to the music. I love making tandas, and they're supposed to go together.
You mean you actually create these groupings?
Oh yes,
It's not you just have a mix.
Oh, you can no, never. And you can buy lists of tandas and then put them together, but those lists are not going to work. It depends on who's there.
In the actual milonga, you're improvising the music according to what's going on in the room.
Just like they're improvising, they're dancing. I mean, I have tandas. I know, I'm thinking, if I have a gig coming up, I will generally start thinking about it a week or 2 in advance, just because I'm listening to music and I'm thinking, oh, I'd like to play that. I haven't played that in a while. Oh, I can play that at the beginning. And so in my mind, I'm already thinking about the music that I want to play.
I could already hear the emails saying, "Are you available?"
Oh, well, listen, I hope so.
No, I'm saying if people see this.
Yeah.
And they say, "Wow, that lady's saying exactly what I always wanted to hear."
Yeah, you have to serve the dancers, and in some of the communities like ours upstate, they like to dance what might be called nuevo, which means new or modern tango. I'm a traditionalist, basically. I play traditional classic tango, but I do like some modern music, and I like some of the nuevo music. So for our crowds, I will play a couple of sets. I'll also play salsa and swing, because a lot of our people come in and they dance those dances, and it's a night. They do that in Buenos Aires also. And for people who are just starting, it gives them a chance to show what they can do in another dance, so everybody feels happy, you know. I don't know. I love listening to the music, and I'll tell you a secret of what I do after every milonga. I will go home and I will go through the list, and I will see what worked and didn't work, and I will take it and I will save the list. I won't ever use that list again, as it turns out, unless it's a practica or something, but I like to see what worked and in what order and what worked and what didn't work. And I love going through that. I can't go to sleep until I do that.
So basically, you're the real McCoy in the sense that this is who you are.
Yeah, sorry, we're getting the.
Yeah. Okay.
But I fell into it because I had to, and then because I had a musical background, I decided I loved it, and I had to do it, and that's how it started. The music I had at the beginning didn't even have titles. I didn't even know who I was playing, and so it took 13 years of, you can do it in less time, but of course you're always learning and your taste changed. So
Eileen, I think we have to stop now,
yes.
But I want to thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
And the tango community of the Hudson Valley and the world, because realize that our videos are seen around the world.
Wow.
So
I'll say one thing, not to interrupt, I'll say one thing. When Woodstock Tango was really in its prime, and every week and every few days we had that, I really felt that I was doing something to save the world, to help the world. Because if someone came home and kicked their dog and had a horrible night, or they came to tango and they had a wonderful time and they were feeling good, maybe they won't kick their dog when they go home. Maybe they won't be mean to the person in the elevator or on the street because they feel good. So I always felt that was my small contribution to world peace, to people's peace, to community peace, or whatever. So,
and that's a fitting ending.
Yes.
Thank you, Ilene.
Thank you, Bill.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Some great dancing. Go to Tango on the Hudson to get articles and information on what's going on in the tango community in the Hudson Valley. The tango community, there's a feeling of community and inclusion in the Hudson Valley tango population. There's always room for new members to come onto the tango dance floor. So what are you waiting for? Call Danjo Dance Studio today, 475-6006, and we'll see you on the dance floor.